Hello, Hilary.
Hi, Hill. I'll just come.
Yeah.
Bing bong.
There's
Welcome,
Natalia.
Natalia. How are you? Look my hair.
Me, Natalia. Yeah, I'm fine.
How's it hanging?
How are you? Yes, how are you? Good.
Yeah, I'm fine, thank you.
How's Pete with his DIY?
Oh, well, the DIY has ground to a halt
Oh no.
because he put the membrane down to stop any damp, and then he put these batons across in a kind of lattice
Yeah.
across the floor, and he put insulation between each rectangle.
Yeah.
And then he put the hardboard down, and the hardboard flexed. So it's all coming up, the whole thing.
God.
And he's going to drill the batons straight into the concrete and then do everything a different way. So we have to go backwards to go forward.
In order to go for.
Right, moving swiftly on from that.
We've had apologies from Roger and Lynn and from.
Where are they?
They're
Glasgow or Northern Ireland, I think, or somewhere. God knows. Some cold place,
yeah,
some northern place.
Belfast or Dublin. Anyway, and also Ollie and Alice.
Right.
So we're ready to fire away with the amuse bouche, Andy and Varian.
Oh, marvellous.
I can't see them. Where are they?
They're there. Oh.
I can see them.
Can you not see them better, Hilary?
See you, Hilary.
We can see you, yeah.
Right.
All
Okay.
the Mary Celeste. Oh, let's see. Okay. Oh my God.
Are you ready?
We're ready.
We're ready.
Where are these? Well, I know.
Well, the Weddell Sea is Antarctica.
Yeah.
Oh, well done.
Sargasso is just off the Caribbean.
Yes.
In the Atlantic.
That must be near Tasmania.
Tasman must be down by Tasmania.
Australia, yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit more than that, but that's
Oh, right. Well, hang on, no.
that's basically correct.
Let
Yes.
us be more precise. Yeah, okay. And the Coral Sea. I've heard of the Coral Sea. Is that?
Ooh.
Big battle in the Second World War.
Yes. Is it near Japan?
Not really.
Oh.
Well, it's sort of, well, generally.
Yeah, you're heading in the right direction. But should we move on?
Yes.
Go on, tell us.
Northeastern Australia.
Oh,
Hi,
right.
Marion Reed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Antarctica, yeah. Sargasso, okay, near the Caribbean.
The street between Australia and New Zealand.
Ah.
Yeah, it's a lot bigger than I thought. Anyway.
Yeah, okay. Oh,
Odd one out.
kicking straps, shroud, stays.
Well, a windlass is something on a boat.
That's on a boat.
So is the shroud and so is the stay.
What, on a
About the
boat?
straps, I'm not sure. One of the straps must be also. It must be one of the straps.
Toe straps.
Toe
Are you
strap.
going with that then?
We're going with toe straps. They're all found on
except
sailors,
wind
except
glass.
Oh, right.
That's a tricky one.
that was a.
Put your feet in to stop you
Yeah,
falling
but
overboard when you're leaning out.
I knew it was on a boat, but I didn't know the others were only on dinghies.
right.
Bloody
Gypsy
hell.
Moth was Sir
Yeah.
Francis Chichester.
Francis Chichester.
Yeah.
Santa Maria
was
Santa Maria was Christopher Columbus.
Yes.
Black Pig was. Is that Captain Bluebeard?
No.
It was a pirate, though, wasn't
It
it?
was a pirate.
Yes.
A pirate.
He was a pirate, yes.
The Black Pig.
A very two-dimensional pirate.
Right. So is it from the film? Oh, I know. It's from
The story.
it's from the great novel, you know, the great pirate novel, Long John Silver and all that.
Oh, right.
No, 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 no.
No, it isn't.
Try one
No.
of the others.
Try the others.
Try the others. The black.
The Endurance, was that
The Endurance, that was an
Arctic
one, yeah.
Expedition, Captain Scott.
Yes. Yeah, that's right.
Scott.
And the
And the
pelican.
Pelican. Oh, that was
that was went to America.
went to the
didn't it?
Galapagos.
Did it?
Tom, Bob, and Jim, you're
Isn't
almost
it
there.
the one that went to the Galapagos? Isn't it?
May have done, but that's. Shall I
No?
put you out of your misery?
Yes, go on then. Black Pig was Captain.
Yes, the Francis
I
Drake.
got you.
Francis Drake.
Oh, well, there you are.
Yeah.
Captain Hogwash, of course it was. Of course it was.
Yeah.
Sneaky.
Of course it
Right.
was.
Call yourself educated.
Oops. A nautical mile. Length of-
I think it's the same as a mile.
No, it's not the same
No,
as
I
a
think
mile.
it's a.
Well, which of those?
Longer than a mile.
Mm.
It's longer than a mile, so it could be.
It
It could
sounds,
be 20,025,
I think so.
couldn't it? 2025.
or it,
Well,
the very technical explanation in C sounds very plausible, doesn't it? As if it would be
1 minute.
1 minute on the latitude of the equator.
No, I think
No,
it's
because
205 yards.
Because it would have to go. So that would be
You'd be able to
360.
measure that all the time, surely.
Right, we're going for number A. We're going for letter A, Andy. I see or
Oh,
Ah,
Yeah.
oh,
Right.
see, you learn something new every day. Boom, boom.
very populated islands. Oh my goodness.
Where are they? I don't know any of them.
Well, Luzon sounds French.
Yeah, so could it be? Where
That's misleading.
Oh, right. Forget that one, Jim.
Forget it.
Salsette. Also sounds French.
Luzon, Salsette,
I
Hispaniola.
think that's the
Oh,
hard
should
one.
know Hispaniola isn't Hispaniola another name for Cuba?
You're very
You're
warm.
warm. You're very warm.
It's an island
Stand
made
well.
of 2 countries.
It's Dominica and Hawaii and Haiti, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the one.
Well
I
done,
did
Bob.
in
Well
Dominica,
done, Bob. I don't know any of these.
I don't know any of the others.
I don't.
Hainan sounds Chinese. Oh yeah.
Oh, the
Hong
Philippines.
Kong, Luzon,
Salsette,
Manila.
Mumbai. God.
I didn't know Mumbai was on an island.
Yeah, a lot of it is.
Hmm.
Wow. South
I'd never heard of Salsette, but it's
No?
amazing how many people live on these 4 islands.
24 million.
24 million people.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move
4
on.
million on the first. Oh, yeah. Who wrote the stories of the sea?
Billy Budd the sailor.
Well, Ernest Hemingway was the old man and the sea.
Yes.
Yeah.
Billy Budd. Come on, we
The
know.
Life of Pi
Billy
one.
Budd was Melville, wasn't it?
Billy Budd, yeah.
Billy
Yeah.
Budd, Herman Melville.
Yes.
Herman
Isn't the Life
Melville.
of Pi
Life of Pi was Jan.
Carey.
Him. That bloke.
Yeah, you're halfway there.
Isn't it Carey? Somebody Carey.
No.
Jan something or other.
Yeah. Yeah, you're nearly there.
Yeah.
And the riddle of the sands is Erskine Childers.
Yes,
Yes.
correct.
Oh, well done, Bob.
Whoa.
Who was hung as a traitor eventually.
It's a traitor.
Oh, Jan Martel.
Jan Martel.
Ah, Jan Markel, yes. Life of Pi. What did he ship? Did he not spill oil? Oh.
Crow Canyon Surf definitely did.
First one,
The Brer did, I think.
right? They all did.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
British waters.
British
That's the
UK war. Demoko Cadiz.
CM.
The Empress.
I think it's
don't
the Sea
recognise
Empress.
The Empress. That's the one I don't recognise.
Mm.
I recognise all of the others.
Sorry, Cameron, but I don't.
I saw
Go
the
with the
Canyon when
Empress.
we were on holiday when I was 14 or so.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, we were on holiday. We could see it, off the coast.
Right.
Don't know. All right. Oh,
Oh, the Moco canoe.
Brittany. Okay.
Yeah.
right.
Milford Haven.
We've sat on the anchor.
Mm.
See, interesting.
Right, which is not a shipping forecast. It's from Dogger, isn't it?
South
Yeah.
Sea Dogger. Cheese.
Just
Teas or
Cheese.
Hebrides?
cheese.
No,
Is it
Teas.
I think it's north of Sarah.
because it's time, isn't it? Not teas.
Teas. Yes, I'd go for
Bob's
teas
got
as
it,
well.
hasn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah, you've got it.
this is not.
Time is, but not teas.
That's it.
Well done. Is it the Needles, the Smalls, and Muckle Flugger have in common? They're all offshore islands, they're all owned by the National Bank. I'm going to say they're all owned by the National Trust. It's got to be that one.
And I'm going to say they're all lighthouses.
Hillary.
Hooray!
Michael Flugger.
Yeah, that's
Which
Yeah,
of
right.
it is
Not a
and
knot.
not? Oh my God.
Well, a sheep shank is.
It's,
Yeah.
Yes.
Donkey hitch sounds like it is because it's a hitch. Boa sounds good. Monkey's fist. I reckon monkey's fist.
Do you?
You going with that?
I'm going for monkey's fist. I don't know about anybody
I'll
else.
go with Boa.
I'm
Ah,
going
That's
for
a
that.
monkey
I've never
fist.
heard of a
Monkey
borough.
fist.
Ah,
Donkey hitch.
donkey hitch.
Donkey hitch.
Ah.
Arnold
Oh,
Stonky.
donkey hitch.
Hey.
Very good. Gosh, you learn something new every day, and we're going to learn something new.
You learn something new. Well, we learned a lot of new things already.
Yes.
So shall we all go home? Right. Well, who's going to kick us off this evening?
No, I don't know.
Let us see.
Well, I want to know
Yes.
what the people's definitions of laissez-faire.
Oh, I beg your
Oh,
pardon.
yes, come on.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Hillary, I'm so sorry. I forgot about that.
Oh, crikey. I throw my piece of paper away.
We put it on the. I don't think
You
I
did.
put it down. Did I?
I
'Cause
can
we put it
remember
on
what
the-
mine was.
Oh yes.
It was an event held annually in Nottingham.
That's
Laissez-faire.
mine.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It was. I remember
Mine
that.
needed a glottal stop. It's let's say fair, which is I'm sure we all agree it's a good price.
Very good.
Yes, I'm trying to find it.
Oh, yours was a group, wasn't it?
Oh, yes. But where have I put it?
You lost it.
Oh, it's here somewhere.
Mm.
Oh, has anyone
No,
else
it's
got
gone.
one? It's gone out.
Oh, there you are. There's laissez fair. An Indian yogurt drink
An Indian yogurt drink
at,
at
Glas-
a pot
at
festival.
Glastonbury Festival.
Yeah, I remember that.
Mm.
And were there any others?
I can't remember. I don't think so.
No, I can't remember.
So what was yours, Hillary?
Travel pass.
Oh.
What was that?
Very good. Oh,
A travel pass.
we started watching
Oh, yeah.
us talking of travel passes, but we gave up. It was a bit too slow.
It was too slow.
Even though he was wonderful in it, wasn't he, old Timothy Spall?
But I must tell you another one of mine because I really like it.
Right?
It's
Go on.
Quid pro quo.
Oh yes, we had that one.
Yeah.
It's a pound shop.
Pound shop.
Yeah.
Pound shop.
What was that?
I like it.
Pound shop.
I had this prostitute is very cheap.
Oh, you always lower the tone.
I had £1 to watch an aging rock band.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you had
good.
three actually, didn't you, Hillary? You had another one.
Yes, I had avoir du pois.
Yes,
Oh,
avoir
yeah.
du pois.
Have you
Right.
got any
Oh,
beef?
yeah. Yeah.
Is that what
Mine
I've got?
was,
Okay.
That must have been somebody else.
mine was goodbye. Pears.
Oh,
I had to see some peas.
Avoir du pois.
Have you got any beef, Andrew?
And what was yours, Hillary?
Mine's a pissoir. It's another word for a pissoir.
Very good.
Very
They were
good.
fun, actually, weren't they?
Yeah, it was
They
a
were
good
lot-
good week.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah, they were good fun.
So we're moving on to factoids now. It doesn't matter how many, at least no more than 7,
God.
one a day. And we're on to Andy.
Right.
Something we've learned, yeah.
Right. One thing I've learned this week is that I've been ploughing through the Pickwick papers because I tend to read a Dickens over the winter. And I discovered that a word that he used a lot, which we don't use at all now, I don't think, is he uses the verb controverted to mean contested. And I
Oh,
guess it's what controversy comes from, or
Mm.
controversy.
yeah.
But I just don't hear it as a verb.
Yeah, no,
I'd
I
like
don't.
to
full of
controvert you
nonsense,
on
isn't
that,
it?
Andy, because
Sorry?
I'd like to controvert you on that, Andy, because I
All right.
Yeah.
no, I don't. I've never heard it used as a verb.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just the subtle change in the language.
Yeah.
Well, interestingly, for my book group this month, we have to choose a book with a number in the title. So I decided I would reread A Tale of Two Cities.
Oh, lovely book.
All right.
And I had forgotten how effing wordy Dickens
Yeah.
is.
Oh, he
I
does.
love
Yeah.
He does go
And-
a bit.
He never uses
That's
one
a
word when
beautiful
he
book.
can use 10.
Yeah, but
exactly.
well, talking of Dickens, I have just finished Demon Copperhead, which
Oh, yeah.
was
Oh.
brilliant.
Yeah.
I know, brilliant. One of the
Absolutely.
best
I
books
enjoyed
I
it.
read last year. Fabulous.
Absolutely fantastic.
Was
I,
Fabulous.
Dickens. I loved all his books, and she's adapted it really
The
clever.
only thing I thought was that because you know it's based on David Copperfield, you've got a broad idea about what's going to happen to the
Different
characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know which one's going to die, for example.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But she
Um,
did it
I
so
like
well.
She does it so well.
Well, she
Yeah.
did do it very well.
So well.
I enjoyed that
I
aspect.
mean, I didn't equate it with David Copperfield at all. I
Didn't
read the book. I read it in about 3 days because I could not put it down.
Mhm.
And then afterwards, I read some stuff online and then realized that it
Mm.
was related to David Copperfield.
Mm.
Hitherto, no, I hadn't
Oh,
linked it.
right. Oh, I thought it was.
I think it's although you're told it's based on David Copperfield, it's a very, very modern
standalone
contemporary
book.
setting, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just the names of the characters, really.
But the way
And
she
some of the
writes
relation.
about, from the voice of the young guy, I think she writes his voice is very clear from the very beginning. I
Just wonderful.
yeah, I thought it was fantastic. Anyway, we digress.
Well, that's the whole idea. Shall we move on to your second one, Andy? Have you got another one?
Well, do you want to do somebody else?
Okay. Oh, should we do it that
Yeah,
way?
do
Go
one.
around the room,
Yeah.
and do one each as we go around the room.
Course of
Okay. Well, let's just go around the room then.
Yeah.
Talia.
I'm going to pass over to Bob for
Okay.
him to do his first,
Okay.
just in case we run out of time.
Well, I found a word that I hadn't come across before, which was tarmic,
Tom.
spelt with an
E.
initial P, Ptarmic.
Oh, man.
Like a
I think.
ptarmigan.
Never heard of it.
Any clues
Is there
Bob?
any link with the bird, the ptarmigan?
Well, we're coming on to that.
Oh.
I was coming to that. There's a poem about that, isn't there?
Tarmic means a substance that makes you sneeze.
Oh.
Ah.
And of course, it comes from the Greek, who tended to use this pi tau, PT, at the beginning of words. Nobody else seems to do it, but the Greeks
They
did.
did.
But and then I noticed ptarmigan, because it's not far away in the dictionary.
Oh, there you
And
go.
ptarmigan, of course, the bird that goes white in the winter.
Oh, God.
And actually, interestingly enough, the origin of the word is the Gaelic word tarmachan, not spelled with a P at all, tarmachan. And a character called Sir Robert Sibbald, who was an Edinburgh doctor and professor of medicine, at the first professor of medicine at Edinburgh University, I think, in the 17th century, wrote a book on Scotland. And amongst the things he mentioned was the ptarmigan. And he put a P in front of it to make it sound more kind of scientific and Greek. And the OED, it's a nice little remark in the OND. It said, being unfortunately taken from Sibbald by Pennant in 1768, it has passed into ornithological and general English use ever since. So it was a complete fabrication, the putting the P in front of it.
I was wondering whether at some point, Bob, you were going to say that it was named that way because its feathers would make people sneeze. You know,
Well,
would be.
I mean, that there you've got a speculation there.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Well, it's like the Georgians putting the, in front of their surname. That's again an affectation. I mean, what we're talking about is an affectation.
Yeah.
Gosh. Please, can I go next? Because I've got a link to that one.
Oh, go on then.
Yes. First of all, yes, I have. Where's it gone? I wonder if you know what this is.
I do. It's a floor cleaner.
Yeah. It's a dust mop, known in Spanish as a mop. And the reason why we have one of these is because what I learned recently is that I am allergic to house mites. I find them extremely tarmic. I mean, I've known all along that I'm
so. Why? Because our house is very clean. I might add.
Can I do my story, please? I've always known that I am allergic to dusty things, cats, and dusty houses and feathery pillows. But I had it confirmed by an allergy test a couple of months ago, where they put loads of funny little dots on my arm. And the bit which was relating to cats and the bit relating to house mites came up. So the doctor then said to me, well, this is what you're allergic to. The first thing you've got to do is reduce all the dust that you can.
Stop brushing.
And so that's resulted in a new Hoover, which is absolutely incredible. It's got this filter on it and it takes all the minutest bits of dust out of everything. So I Hoover the house top and bottom several times a day. And I pass the mopper, and I've never used one of these before. And you just, on the hard floors, you just push this around, it goes around very quickly. And it's incredible. You then Hoover that. The dust that comes off the floor is just...
amazing.
You brush the floor, and brushing the floor just blew everything up in the air. And that
In the mornings, they used to sneeze 6 or 7, 8 times on waking up. And now I don't sneeze at all.
No. But the other thing to remember is the thing I was talking about the other day. To get rid of the house dust mite from bedding and towels, you have to wash them at 60 degrees.
We don't have any problem with that.
So that kills them. Because I watched a program once on asthmatic children. And the parents had to do what you do, which is put the duvet out the window and air it. They had to Hoover the bedding, as you do, and the floors. Carpets are a no-no, of course, because they really hold dust mites. And then they talked about washing things. And so ever since that, I've washed bedding and towels at 60 degrees. Not that we have any allergies at all, Pete, although Peter suffers from eczema. So maybe he ought to go and have one of those little dot things,
I
you
think
know.
they're very
that-
good, yeah.
Yeah, it was very impressive, the procedure that I went through.
Yeah, they're clever, aren't
Yeah,
they?
it was
Yeah.
great. Shall we move around the room?
Yeah.
Shall we
Yes.
go back to Talia now?
Yeah, okay. I'm learning Italian,
Oh,
so I'd like
you.
to know who knows what the word for sheep is in Italian.
No, I don't know.
No,
Does anybody?
no.
No, it's pecora,
Oh, pecora.
like
Oh.
pecorino.
Pecorino
pecorino,
cheese.
the cheese.
Yes, and I thought that's really
Yay.
interesting. Yeah.
It is interesting.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Because you see that pecorino in the
I buy
supermarket.
pecorino cheese.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's
So
hard
it's
cheese.
sheep.
It's
You-
Sort of a
used
substitute for
parmesan.
Parmesan.
isn't it?
They're
Yeah,
very
yeah.
different in taste, actually.
They are.
Yeah.
I
Very
always buy
different.
pecorino, always, because it's sheep.
Uh,
Have you
it's
done the
more
Italian
acid,
for
I
goat
think.
yet, Talia?
Italian
Sorry?
foods.
For
Have you
goat.
done the Italian for goat yet?
No.
Talia?
Do you know what?
All right.
You know what it is, do you?
No, but I should imagine it's something like Capra, because
All
the,
right, I'll look it
the
up.
island Capri.
Yeah.
sounds
which
like
is-
goat,
yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
it?
Ah,
That
And
sounds
cabra in Spanish.
cabra in
Yeah,
Spanish.
yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. Look it up. I'm
Oh
learning
dear,
French.
up comes the dictionary.
No, there's no link
Exactly.
between the Italian word for a sheep and the Spanish word for sheep.
No.
What's the Spanish then, Jim?
The Spanish word for sheep is, I had it in my head 2 seconds ago. Cordero is lamb,
Yeah.
and sheep is,
Oh my God,
ah,
I've forgotten.
there you go, Andy.
Oveja.
It'll come back.
Oveja.
A goat in Italian is capra.
Cabra.
Cabra, yeah.
Goat, yeah. Yeah. Cabra. Very similar.
And if you call someone a cabron in Spanish, it's
Oh,
very,
very
very
good.
insulting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Do not say
Male
it.
goat. Don't know
An
why.
old goat. Can you do that as well to make it doubly insulting?
The funny one in Italian is the word for butter is burro,
Ah,
and in Spanish it's donkey.
It's the word for a dog.
Yes,
You
yeah.
ask,
yeah.
so you
Ah.
ask for burro with your bread
Yeah.
instead of butter.
Or
Wouldn't
stonky,
buy
as it's known in
Stonky.
La Gioiosa. Yeah.
Or Peter and I's word for a big thick sausage, a donkey dick.
Oh, charming, charming.
Hillary.
I think we need to move on.
I've got one that's a domestic one and one that's more serious. I'm going to do the domestic one first. I learned a few years ago from the campanulas that charcoal, you buy sticks of charcoal to put in
Yeah.
your water, which we've been doing for about 5 years now, haven't we? Which is brilliant. It purifies the water, and you boil it up every sort of 4 weeks, and it clears it, and it saves plastic. And we have 2 big jugs, don't we? And we circulate it the
Yeah,
whole
so it's
time.
instead of a Britax.
So it's instead of a Britax, but it purifies the water. Well, I also learned that you can use charcoal. The Chinese use charcoal for a room freshener. Now, I'd never heard of that. So you just, because Jim, because of his allergies, he can't have any smelly room freshener.
No.
So I thought, I'm going to try that, a stick of charcoal, because you can buy sticks of charcoal, they're cheap.
Yeah.
And they freshen the air, they take the crap out of the air.
Well, I didn't know that.
So that was,
Oh, I'm going to try that in the kitchen.
yes, I'm going to try it, because it's, you can buy charcoal sticks at just about anywhere, and they're very innocuous, aren't they?
Yeah.
Another use for charcoal is that if you've got a plant pot that has no drainage holes in the bottom, is you put charcoal, a layer of charcoal at the bottom of the pot in order to kind of purify, so it doesn't get so waterlogged, and the water that does go down to the bottom doesn't get all manky. The charcoal is doing the purification down there. I guess.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, okay, that's good. So
Marvellous.
charcoal's the thing, the Chinese and the charcoal. That, I think that's very good. Okay.
Shall we move on? Varian.
Right. Well, I do nature notes every day. So I've got loads of things. I've got something for each day.
Well
Oh,
done.
One to do with my nature notes, but I'll do the first one. We went for a walk and we saw some missel thrushes not far from our house, and I
Wow.
was wondering, at this time of the year, would they be nesting, and where would they be nesting? So yes, they start nesting sometime in late February. They nest high in trees, in woodlands, perhaps a tree that's been snapped off, and they build large, untidy nests, which may include paper and plastic.
oh,
Go.
Well, there you go. And how does that contrast with the song thrush?
Yes. How does it compare to
how
a song?
does it compare? Yeah.
What's a song thrush nest like? I would.
I don't know. You're
Well,
you're
the
the
song thrush
expert.
is pale.
Well, the look of the, no, the, I mean the look of the
The
bird.
look of the bird.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
song
look at
thrush-
the
No, I'm
they're
thinking
bigger
of the nest.
than
They're
song thrushes.
they're bigger and they're grayer,
Yeah.
and you know
They're
song
white under the
thrushes.
wings.
You know song thrushes have the big spots on their
Yeah,
breast.
yeah.
Well, if you can see closely enough, they're sort of pointed. The spots they have a pointed,
Oh,
almost like a blade shape, whereas on a missile thrush they're round.
blimey, there you go.
Yeah.
And the song's different as well. Missile thrush sounds like the beginning of a blackbird song, but it's obviously a bit thick because it keeps repeating that, whereas a blackbird does, you know,
Yeah.
a bit more. It's a bit more
Sings a bit more.
symphonic.
Musical.
Oh, right.
Lovely.
And they'll sit at the top of the tree in a howling gale and pouring rain and shriek.
Ah,
There's quite a few round here. That's why we.
oh, well,
Yeah.
yeah, you've got your out in the countryside. Of
Yeah.
course.
Lovely. Shall we move to Hilary?
Oh, right, okay. Well, mine's a little anecdote, and it's about Laurie, who is our new baby, who is now 8 weeks old,
Wow.
and he's a real chunk. He was £8.13 when he was born, and Lydia's milk is definitely gold top because he's growing at an enormous rate. So when you hold him, he pulls away from you. So he's already developing this strong back. And whilst he was here, I propped him up on the sofa in cushions. And they've got this this kind of new sleeping regime thing that they've done. They've done it with Jude, and they're doing it with Laurie. And Jude, and it's come to bite them on the bum, but we won't go there. Instead of putting, he was in a little Moses basket and a cot, and she has a beside me when they're little, which means they're next to her in bed. The beside me clips onto the side of the bed, but the child is separate, but you can just reach over. Anyway, so he's quite secure in this beside me. But when he gets a bit bigger, they will do what they did with Jude, which is to just lie him on a mattress on the floor. And the whole idea of this is that the child can get out if they want to in the middle of the night and play with toys which are in the bedroom with them. Anyway, so they brought this little, they were sleeping on the sofa bed, so there's no room or facility for the beside me, this little bed. So they brought the little mattress from the beside me, and they laid him on the mattress to go to sleep at night. And Peter was watching Laurie asleep on the sofa, and he said, bear in mind he's 8 weeks old, he said, I think he could roll, you know. No, he's too little, he won't roll. So they put him on this mattress in the night. and he rolled off onto the floor. And they put him back. And then later on, he rolled off again onto the floor. So it was a terrible night because the dog had picked something up off the beach and was vomiting. Laurie was rolling about on the floor, and Jude now gets up at 5:30 or whatever and comes and gets between them in bed. So, you know, Bruno was like a bloody shadow the next day. But we were just amazed that this quite little chap is already rolling.
Yeah. Well,
So he's going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
So,
Hard
yeah.
to pass through, but I'm not sure about
Sometimes ahead.
Yeah, so that's what we learned this last weekend.
babies.
Never leave him unattended.
Yeah.
Gosh.
And don't take the dog on the beach.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's the best place for the dog. I don't know why she got it anyway.
We come back to Andy's second one.
Right. There's an architectural style known as brutalism.
Yes.
Yeah, we've got some
yeah.
in Swansea.
Yeah, and things like the South Bank as
Yeah,
quoted
yeah.
as an example. And I've always assumed it was just based on the word brutal, you know, because of the appearance of the buildings tends to be very stark.
Yes.
But apparently it's not. It takes its name from the French for raw concrete, which is béton brut.
Which is what?
It's a béton brut. And they, from that, developed the term brutalisme, presumably. Yeah. So, I never knew that.
No.
Well, it's interesting because it's in a way it's kind of it's lost its original meaning, and it's more appropriate to think of it in terms of things that look a bit brutal.
Well, it's a coincidence, isn't it? You know, yeah.
Yeah, and they tend to be built of concrete, these buildings.
Yes. Yeah. And it tends to be very raw, sort of unfinished concrete, you know, very rough.
Textured.
Unpainted and whatever, yeah.
Which is
Interesting.
apparently béton brut.
And something new.
Bob, have you got a second one?
Well, I mean, considering on this word and how they come about theme, having found out about the ptarmigan, I looked at some of the words that we've ended up with through a mistake, because if a word starts with an N followed by a vowel, it's very easy to think of it as a word starting with a vowel with an in front of it.
Yes.
Right.
So you've got adder, apron, orange, umpire, auger. All those words originally started with N. So it was a nada,
Nada.
Another.
napron, a numpire, or a numpire,
Numpire.
and an auger for making holes.
Yeah.
And they ended up losing, you know, shifting. They lost the N. And there are a whole lot of other words which have gained an N, which used to start with a vowel and were known as an. So a nickname used to be an eek name, from the word eek, you know. So it was an nickname, an eek name. And then, of course, the well-known one is the newt, because a newt used to be an ute.
Ute.
Ute, or sometimes eft, but ute is
the baby one, isn't it?
Yeah, they use it for young ones, yeah.
They use eft for baby newts, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's so again, that one's acquired the N, and the one that I didn't know was the word notch. That also used to be an otch.
Otch. An otch in it.
Or,
Like when was that?
Well,
Is there a
hundreds
date
of
for
years
that?
ago.
Yeah.
I mean, some of them are